Well, good morning, everyone. In from DIY Home Gardening, 1st of August, unbelievably. So, time for that monthly update. So, let's turn the camera around and see what's happening, shall we? Now, I don't know how things have been with you guys this year, but we've had an absolute explosion of wasps this year, and they have eaten so many of these blackberries. You can see all the damage done there, and we've had a fair amount, but nowhere near as many as the wasps have had, and that's a real disappointment. And yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But even the screening didn't make any difference. So we've got the pear tree, apples, thinned these out to predominantly threes on the bunching. There's a few that have retained, but you can see they're smaller whilst when there's multiple ones on there, but the others are getting some decent size amongst them. Forever a problem where too much weight pulling down the branches, but it's only a short-term issue. Let's go and see what else is happening. Actually had the first of the figs the other day, which was really nice. I mean, that one's going to ripen up, but these are the embryo ones, so they'll be for next year. Still got quite a lot of tomatoes on the go here. Just waiting on that lemon to ripen up, and then yeah, a couple of the naranjilla fruits. So this is the greenhouse. Somewhat difficult to get past. In the bigger pots down there, we've got the chilies that I'm growing. The ginger down there. Let's try and squeeze it. Little plant down the woody plant is the camellia. Then we've got some chard seedlings there, some more leeks on the go, some peppers, plenty of cucumbers. So you can see this mottled leaf, that is where the plants have had, might still have, some spider mite. And then the spotty on these leaves is from the powdery mildew. I just wanted to show you the size of this Japanese cucumber, which is massive, biggest one I've grown. Let me try and get the tape going. Yeah, so about 60 centimeters in length. So that's really good. Getting probably the last flush on of the strawberries now. And down the side here, so all I've got left is the pot tubers of the dahlias. Yeah, look at that. Kilburn glow. So the pot tubers left. Last few tomatoes on the trail tomatoes there. Perennial kale. And then within here, well, this is all the stuff that I've got for follow-on planting. Salad leaves, some more celery, Romanesco cauliflower there, some fennel, coriander, pak choy. What do we got here? Cabbage Offaningham, so they're for autumn, spring. And some Tuscany kale, and then got the elephant garlic corms there. And then here is the turmeric. So let's go to the allotment, see what's happening there. So here we are, 24 minutes past 7 at the plot, and we can have a little look around, and you can see the fact that well, it no longer conforms to my slight OCD neatness. So yeah, let's turn the camera around and then you can see exactly what's going on. Now this is kind of a reflection of where things are going, to be honest. Obviously we've got the flowery type border, half swamped. Here, so butternut squash down this side, obviously interplanted with dahlias, which are getting swamped, so I need to get around to staking those. And another dahlia there, Jamander, and then the Turk's turban on this side, which are swamping the dahlias. So another work in progress, but you can see they're starting to put on some decent sizing. And I don't know how, but I hadn't noticed these two until just now. I don't know where they've managed to sneak from, but yeah, it goes right the way up there. Then we've got the leek bed with tomatoes. There's absolutely loads of tomatoes amongst them. These are the determinate bush types. I mean, the size of them. And then some more. And I've had to put a reinforcing stake on here because the tomatoes have literally squished it down and pushed it all this way. You can just see what it's done. So much weight there. Now this is the biggest change, I suppose, in as much as all the mini pop sweet corn have now gone. We've had those, must have had about 60, 70 cobs out of that lot, which does allow the tomatoes to start ripening up quite nicely. I'll show you that one from the other side. Obviously something's been having a go, probably a rat, I suspect. But look at these are Rapunzel, looking really good. So but yeah, what I started doing last week as I'd cut down some of the cobs is I've now started infilling with the manure as I can do, and that's just going to help to again get ahead of things for the autumn time. And then it'll mean that as like the beetroot comes out, I fill that. So their react doesn't look very happy. Just squeeze around this away. A few more dahlias. So here is the perennial kale and the kohlrabi. Not looking particularly great. Look like they've probably got thrip on them. Not thrip, flea beetle. So I suspect flea beetle. Self-launching celery there. The dwarf French beans. Red spring onions, beetroot I think that is, radish, which again has been munched on by flea beetle, carrot, normal spring onion, then green Utah celery. There were some swede down there, don't know that they've come to anything, and then the trial dahlias, main crop potatoes. So these are literally hacked them back down to about 18 inches above ground level, just to get shot of the wayward growth and some of the whitefly that was on there. And you can see they've grown back with a vengeance, getting some more flower on, which means they'll be developing a bit more. Fennel going into seed now, which is great. Be able to get some fennel seed off that. Great for cooking with. Got the Westerton Harry and Westerton Ella Grace there. The bush beast that is the sunflower, nowhere near as good as those ones though. I mean, they're massive. The Egyptian walking onions, which are starting to collapse over, which means that they're kind of at maturity for these juvenile bulbs. The bigger bulbs are the more mature ones. They've got their bulbils forming. Rhubarb, blackcurrant, obviously not doing anything as well anymore. So much weed up here, crazy. These Verbena binariensis adding a bit of welcome colour. The raspberry red rhubarb starting to put a bit of growth on. So only got 3 seem to have survived out of the 4, but that's fine. Gooseberries kind of just starting to flush up, put on some fresh growth after being absolutely hacked back, which is great. Welsh onions, a lot of the first flowering ones have now gone to seed, and I could obviously harvest that seed, but I'm not going to. And then the other ones are starting to put on their secondary flush of flower, which is great for the pollinators. Celeriac, tomato. This big block here is the parsnips. I did put some string up just to try and hold the foliage back a bit. Kind of worked. Some more celery here, and the normal tomatillos. Horseradish, looking big in the pots. They've done really well in the 1 litre. I suspect they're rooted into the ground. Then we got in the compost bin perpetual spinach, doing really well, and I've got some gooseberry cuttings on the go also. Then I've got the marrow vine that is, well, spreading out quite nicely. Need to take off that little one because I don't want any more, and this one, don't want any more fruits forming. Want all the goodness to go into this one here, just to try and see how big I can get that. So it's only probably about a foot at the moment. What do we got here? So we got plenty of flower, and really that's all it's been grown for. Then my Manuki carrot, hopefully starting to put some body onto that, but foliage looks decent. So yeah, that's the only one that has been retained. I mean, well, in there, over there is the asparagus. Dahlias, so they've mostly had their second tie put on. Most have been stripped down just to get their singular stems. Still got Abercorn Sunrise to go through, but doesn't take that long, so just keeping the singular bud to the top, whip out the side wing shoots, or wing buds I should say, and then stripping down any of these little side shoots, because I don't want any more goodness going into the other growth. I want it all to go into that main flower to give proper size flowers. I think some of these side shoots are quite long, so yeah, stripping it all the way down, and that's how the missed one. And that's how this ends up looking. There we are. So 1 shoot, 1 flower, and that'll give you proper size. Right, these have suddenly put on a hell of a lot of growth. The melons. I had noticed the other day that there was signs of some fruit, but not sure where they are now, because these plants feel like they've doubled in size. But there was some. Anyway, well, I can see that tiny one there. Anyway, these are the melons doing their thing. Tomatoes, now pulling the frame forward. So San Marzano, and can't remember the variety, but let's go in here. Okay, let me get myself in. Right, so got basils on the go in the corner. Something's been in there. not sure what, but something has definitely been in here making a hell of a mess. So I suspect that's a rat or something. Anyway, these are all the chilies. I keep the door shut permanently because I don't want them all cross-pollinating and getting wayward, but there's some good amount of fruits forming on here, on all the relevant ones. See if I can get in the back there without breaking anything, as much as anything, to see what's, if anything's still in there. So these are, yeah, looking big. Basil's trying to get itself up here, and this is what I want to have a look at. I mean, look at the flower colour on that. I can't think what they're called. They might be the no, I can't think what they're called, but they're the different varieties. Not the usual. And look at that. Lovely sizing on there. And then this lot down here, well, this is a sowing of some carrot seed that I've put in. Just thought I'd make use of the space and also the conditions, because carrot's gonna enjoy it here. Yeah, something. Oh look. So something's been in there. Let's get back out. Okay, back out here. So we got green courgettes on the go. Some turning into marrows. I've not really been eating them. Plenty of stinging nettles. Whip them out. But yeah, out of 2 plants, I've had so many, and does highlight that actually don't need that many. This bed, you'll notice I've taken all the tops out of the sweet corn because they're all pollinated. The tops don't need to be on there, and all that's happening is that it then becomes a bit of a haven for critters to be, well, staying in there, and I don't really want them in there because they end up coming into the corn itself, and the last thing you want is for your nice sweet corn to then be impacted by either the caterpillar or earwigs. So, you know, and then you can just use your fingernail and see how that milky coloration, that means that is ripe. When it's clear, they're not ripe. So, but I mean, look at the size of them, really good. And there's 2s, 3s on all of those plants. More courgettes, so that's that summer sun. Now this is an absolute bloody chaotic mess, but we're going to try and get into here. I mean, those stem colours are lovely on that chard. Loads of tomatoes. Again, something's eaten that. That's pops. Well, given the fact that it's up there, that's probably the birds then. So we've got loads of squash, tomatoes, all sorts down here. Let's try and get into it. So some of the squash there, more on the ground. Bloody great tomatoes. Need to come over here and pick a load of these tomatoes. More of the chard, looking amazing. Plenty of tomatoes there, and look at that coloration on those. Amazing. Now, I don't know whether there's one round this side. No, let's go around the other side and try and find it. Hold on. Oh, actually, whilst we're on the way back through, butternuts. This is my weird crossover genetic butternut squash. I'm just trying to find that Queensland blue. Oh, I've remembered the name. Queensland blue squash to show you. Here it is. Just starting to change its colour from that well, opaque pale green, so hopefully that'll go to that blue colour. But yeah, that tomato does look really good, and I think that's rose quartz, I think. Let's get back out and show you what's going on in the other beds. Right, so here got the purple tomatillos. At the moment they're just the husks, or the shell. Oh, there's one starting to form, but the others feel like they're husks. Celeriac within here, and then down here is for the giant pumpkin. So I've got the side framework up, need to do some cross frames. See, there's a bit of a bow going on there, but yeah, I want to do the frame so that I can put some shading over it. That's where we're at the moment. Oh, bit of sign of powdery mildew creeping in, that's not good. And then going up the other side is another marrow, and again with his pumpkin, because there's already one formed. I don't want any more, so take those off. These are the Abercorn Sunrise Dahlias, still doing their thing, just haven't been squashed as yet. This is an absolute bloody minefield, and the mole has taken a liking to this onion bed. So these are the last of the Calcei onions. Need to sort of do something with those, and yeah, something's been scrabbling around in here also, so it's not particularly tidy. But oh, vines everywhere. There are some pumpkins on the go within here at the moment. The big one, still the big one, which is that. It's obviously quite a lot bigger than last time I showed it. And then got Dahlia Blackjack in there, Westertonella Dahlia in the middle there, fighting for survival. I've never bothered caning it. Now got a bit of flower presenting itself onto the Jerusalem artichoke, and they're also starting to fall over, so I need to tie those. And then this bed that's got the dwarf Jerusalem artichoke, well, they're kind of still hanging on in there, but some rogue tomato plants have taken over, which really want to come out, but I'll probably just leave them, to be honest. Just whip out the other odd weeds. But yeah, it is looking a bit of an overgrown mess. Oh, we call it cucumbers. But yeah, that's kind of how plots look at this time of year. And that, as I say, is that. 1st of August, allotment roundup done. Loads coming on, obviously, loads to do. Lots of tidying up to do. But yeah, if you've got any questions about what I'm growing or how I'm doing it, then please send the questions to me. I'll obviously do my best to answer those questions for you. If you've liked the video, then please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so you don't miss out on the future videos. And you know, I always say it, but just have fun, enjoy yourself, and use your time wisely, and use your time to unwind. So till next time, bye for now.